What's happening, people? Welcome to 5 and welcome to another episode of The Take On. I left these two in control of the situation last week. And let's just say it's a good thing that I'm back. Some dodgy takes again. Some dodgy takes again. And some decent ones, actually. We'll get into some of you guys' comments of what you had to say about these two. But I'm back with Danny and Anton. How you both doing? You good? You
I'm good, thank you. I'm really good.
Chilling?
Yeah, it's been a productive week, man. I'm good.
Good. You good, Muff?
All good, mate. Yeah, not bad. Waiting for a bit more activity on the transfer market, which we're going to talk about. But yeah, looking forward to that.
Yes, as Danny said right there, it is all about transfers. Depending on who you're supporting, you're happy, you're excited. Other teams, you're worried, and you're not so excited. But we've got to get straight into the biggest one right now. Big updates today from Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein et al. Declan Rice. He is looking like he is going to Arsenal. And before we get reaction from you and yourself, let's hear what yours truly, Joel Beya, has had to say about this.
I just want to ask, where is Anton Ferdinand? Joel Beya here reporting from location X. And the news is in, baby. The news is in that Declan Rice bid has been accepted by West Ham. He will be an Arsenal player. I told you this, didn't I, a few weeks ago, didn't I?
Yeah, he's been accepted.
I think it's in the region of around 100 mil. Man City are not going to match the 100 mil, 105 mil price, whatever it is. It's a lot of money. It will be paid in installments, of course. But good business by Arsenal this window so far. Landing Timber, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and I think we're not finished as well.
Is Timber done?
Listen, we will be challenging. Maybe I was a little bit premature with the mini trophy, but nevertheless, Arsenal Football Club, we're massive. We're the big club. So, Anton, make sure you come with me when I go get Declan Rice's name on the back of my shirt. Peace.
I mean, you lose words, don't you? You lose words for Joel. Bless him. He goes the whole way. You can't accuse him of not going the whole distance. But Anton, obviously, West Ham, club close to your heart. Declan Rice, amazing for you. How do you feel about him going to Arsenal? Is that a good move for Declan Rice?
Yeah, I think it is. I've always said it. The project that they got going on there, and the fact that you can play in the 8 or the 6, he will play games there. Factual. You want trophies, guaranteed you go to Man City. But is he someone that can sit on the bench? I don't think he is. But although I think he will play quite a bit at Man City because of what he offers. But if you're going to want to play week in, week out, you go to Arsenal and be part of a project that is on its way up. You know, the way that they're playing, the way they've done last year, what they've done last year, the way that their Arteta is cooking something there. You know, one of the youngest squads in the Premier League, if not the youngest, and finishing second to the great Manchester City. They're doing something good there. However, Joel Beya has just said that it's done. It isn't done, okay?
It's close.
It's close, but it's not done. But he done this last year with the actual Premier League. He went and bought a replica of the trophy. He's preempting again. Stop preempting, Joel. Stop preempting. Wait until it's done.
It's interesting what you said. I think a lot of viewers will be thinking, if City are in for you, why wouldn't you go there? It's such an obvious thing to do. And it's only when you've got the experience that we've had in terms of going to meet managers of football clubs who make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's an ego within us that means when you meet a certain when you feel loved and wanted, and I think Arteta would have thrown up the sink at him, as in, you're going to play every week. You're my main man. You know, you are what I need. You are what I want. He's walking it, and it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up with the armband.
I was just about to say that.
No.
Maybe not first season because Odegaard's done well, but he's a captain material.
Yeah.
And that's probably been given him a little part of the discussion as well. But it's not just about money. Trophies is important, but it's about being in an environment where you feel really loved. And he obviously believes Arsenal are going to be competitive because he wouldn't go there otherwise. So I think sometimes it's easy to look from afar and just think, why wouldn't you go City? And to be honest, even though I'm a Northwest lad, who'd want to live in Manchester out of London? Well, really?
No, a lot of players are like that. A lot of players are like that.
Demographics mean a lot.
Yeah, but also what I would say is West Ham's valuation is 120. So where people are getting this thing of the deal's done, Joel, the deal's done, it's not. And apparently there's stipulations to do with the way that the deal's structured, which is a problem, which might be a problem for Arsenal. They might not be able to do it any other way. So I think, like I said, stop
jumping
the gun and thinking that it's done until Rice signs the thing, because I'm going to say it like Troop said, the thing, yeah, it ain't done, all right?
There was a lot of talk, like Anton saying, about the structure of these payments, and Man City quickly came and quickly left. We're not getting into a bidding war.
They've done it before, haven't they?
Yeah, no one can laugh at Man City for doing that, because they will go and recruit perfectly well in that area. Is there a cut-off point that Arsenal... This looks like it should get done, but say West Ham, Anton's team start digging their heels in a bit. Listen, we want this or it's not happening. We want a bit more. Is there a scenario whereby Arsenal go, hang on a minute, no, you're taking the mick now, or they've gone so far, get it done? Because some fans are like, pay the money. You know what West Ham want. We need the player. Get him in early and let's go. But what we've seen with this new setup with Arteta and Edu and the people making the decisions at Arsenal is that they have been quite astute. Is there a cut-off point?
There always is in every deal. You would think that the West Ham owners, with their relationship with Dec and the loyalties give them, that there's a way to get it done.
100%. But what I would say, though, Murph, is it's almost like a win-win for the West Ham owners, the way they're seeing it. They've got a valuation. They can dig their heels in. If they dig their heels in, they got Dec for another year, which the fans will be buzzing about. I'll be buzzing about that.
Yeah, but
also, if they get the money they want, they've got what they wanted, and they can go and spend it on the squad if that's what they want to do. So I think it's a win-win situation for the West Ham owners, for the club as a whole.
The problem they've got is if they want to get the deal done, and they're haggling still over another 10, another 20, whatever it may be, is that West Ham, Moises and the recruitment team at West Ham, they need a bit of time to get players in, to work with them. You don't want players coming in the end of August when the season starts. It's no good for the manager, it's no good for the squad. So they've got to look after their own interests as well. Moises will be saying, look, let's get it done. So
the biggest stipulation they've done, just to cut you just quickly, is Arsenal offering to pay 100 million fixed fee in over 4 years. Yeah. West Ham want that within 18 months.
Yeah, well, it'll be dependent on what
Arsenal... So they need to find a middle ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could borrow them if it was 75. If they were short on 50 over 4 years, 75, and they only put 25 down, West Ham could say you can pay it structured, but we'll get that money off. We'll borrow it now to spend off, but you'll pay the interest. There's ways of doing it. I was talking about it recently with people know more than me, and that there are ways of doing that deal where West Ham still get the same amount of money and doesn't cost them for not getting the money up front by spending it in advance.
I think that's how you can hike the price up as well. Again, you can go, okay, you can do it over that, but it's got to be 120. But you pay it over a longer period.
When you break it down, we know what wonderful talent he is. But there is always, it's like buying a house, buying a car. You get to a point, don't you, where you go, actually, do I want to pay 120? Mm-hmm. Do I want to pay 130? Where's it stop?
The expectancy that comes with this as well.
100 million. I think Arsenal getting to 100 in whatever way it's structured. But let's say it's a way that West Ham 100 million for Declan. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Both parties happy.
I would say for Arsenal, look, when the season's on and we're all going back and forth, you have your turn with Arsenal fans. I certainly do.
Do you know what? I don't. It's just Joel.
Okay.
It's just Joel and a few of my mates.
Well, the banter flies around, but I think this is a real statement signing for Arsenal, because if you think about it, they've been able to get Declan Rice over the likes of a Man United who have speculated a little bit but haven't really got the money. Man City have come in, said we're not going to pay over the odds, but their recruitment's so good they're going to be all right. But for Arsenal to get a player like Declan Rice, I think is huge for them, off the back of, it wasn't necessarily about winning something, but what they've showed to get someone like Declan Rice is that actually we're going places. And like you said, he can be there for an awfully long time, very long time, and could be a massive part of the squad. So you can't, for Arsenal, yes, the money's astronomical, and with money, I've seen it at Man United and seen it fail, expectation comes. And I don't believe for 1 minute
I don't think Deck does that. I think
fall under that. But I just
no
think
chance.
it goes up. But I think it's a big statement for Arsenal.
It is a big statement. But my question to you guys in the comments, I want to see comments. If not Deck or Caicedo, who? Because that's a big question. Because nothing's done yet. So who do you want? Who else is there? That's a statement. That's what I want to know.
Okay, moving on. Transfers, Manchester United. Mason Mount, Declan Rice's good friend.
Yep.
Chelsea won in advance of 65 with add-ons. Manchester United at about 55 with add-ons, so they're trying to thrash out a deal there. How do you see that one, Dave?
I think he'll get done. I'm surprised at Chelsea holding out for more and more and more with someone who can, in January, start signing pre-contracts with clubs abroad. So I'm surprised. I mean, they need to get some players out, and he obviously doesn't want to stay there now. They're not going to rekindle that offer. It's done. So I think 50 for someone with a year left, 55 somewhere around. I think they've done well getting that Chelsea. I like Mount.
Is it too much for Mount in that stage with the year left?
No, because you wouldn't. From a business point of view, I see your point, but I'd be looking going £50 million for a player like Mason Mount, can play different positions. He's not even in his prime. Super attitude, great technician, played big games, won trophies before.
I'm surprised not more clubs are in for him. I'm really surprised.
Do Man United need him for you?
I think that United need him. Yeah,
he's better. He's better than Eriksen now.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Eriksen is pomp. Eriksen, his pomp was obviously very, very good, and Mount's got a little way to go to produce the numbers Eriksen did in his career. But now, Eriksen's nearing the end. Mount would go in ahead of it for me.
Yeah.
Because the other thing with Mount is he can do his defending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you play Casemiro, Mount, and Fernandes, rather than Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandes, you're not as lightweight.
Has that got it for you? Like you've played midfield. Casemiro,
that's
Mount,
nice.
That's legs, man.
Bruno.
That's legs.
Against the City, against an Arsenal that's now going to have a Rice. Is that against a Chelsea that's going to have Enzo Fernandez and probably Caicedo? Is that it?
I think against City, they proved when they put Fred in or whoever, sometimes you need to put someone alongside maybe who sits there and you could play Fernandes or Mount wide. Mount can play wide left.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be fit every week. You're playing Champions League again.
Yeah.
I think Mount will be all right in an 8 position against a Man City. Because he's
fit.
We're not just that. We know, obviously, the way Gareth likes to play with England, he plays him in them positions because he can trust him. Because he knows he's going to do both sides of the game. I think so. And he's done it for Chelsea.
Well, all the best managers, all the managers out at Chelsea, they
all speak.
They all play him.
They all play, exactly.
I think Mason Mount, as a United fan, for me, because we've got problems financially and uncertainty over the takeover and different priorities.
How mad does that sound? A Man United fan saying we've got
big problems. Man, we're in big trouble. Man United.
I think you're worrying about nothing.
Nah, we're not, Danny, man.
You are.
We're not worrying.
You're going to go big.
I could hear it in his voice.
No, wait, Danny. We're not
worrying. I could hear it in your voice.
This time last year, right? We ended up overspending, right? And the takeover thing wasn't going on. We ended up overspending, which then went into the January transfer window. We ended up with a 4 million Weghorst because they've bled the club dry. There's no money, no resources. And a Sabitzer on loan, which didn't work out as well. And
Weghorst done well for you.
Really though, you only need if you get Mount, a striker and a centre half.
We need a proper striker. But right now, and we're going to get on to Andre Onana now, is a potential link with Manchester United. Inter Milan want 50 million euros plus add-ons.
Pay it.
But here's the thing now. This is how you know Manchester United are moving insanely wild, as per usual. David De Gea was offered a new contract on reduced terms, reported around £200 million. Yeah?
200 million?
Sorry.
200,000.
200,000. Might be 200 million on Man United. 200k a week. Yeah?
Well, apparently
and David De Gea signs it. Then Man United don't sign it off. Then they go, actually,
well, the agent's got to get sacked.
Think we want a new keeper. But not only do we want to go in a new direction, we're also going to still offer you another contract on even less wages. But they still want to go and buy Andre Onana. I don't see the logic in how Manchester United. If you want to move on from David De Gea, who's been a fantastic servant to the club,
you can't treat him like that.
I agree.
Can't treat him like that.
Some Man United fans are saying he deserves this. He doesn't deserve this.
No.
Not at all. But if you want to be ruthless and prove that the club has moved on, why on earth are you not being ruthless and saying, do you know what? This is the perfect time to cut ties with David De Gea because he's going to leave anyway. He's a free agent in a couple of days. And then we can go on to pastures new. But what do? Because potentially Manchester United want a penny pinch and don't want to go and spend a 50 million on Onana because we have other priorities or penny pinching, they're now trying to keep David De Gea, someone who Ten Hag's literally saying, I don't want as my number one. So we're going to have David De Gea as a second choice keeper on probably, 120, 130?
I don't think he'll stay now.
He's been mugged
If
off.
if I'm a player,
It's a bit of a shit show.
yeah.
Absolutely.
If I'm the player,
I'm saying we have got stuff to worry about. See what I mean now?
But I like Onana. 50.
Oh, he's
for-
really good.
50 for him and 50 for Mount and a striker. You're 200
Yeah.
million in. You're talking about a squad that can move forward.
Yeah.
But you need a new keeper, otherwise you're not. It's not that he's been brilliant for United. Generally, he's got more mistakes in him last season, the last couple of seasons. But overall, he can be proud of his career there.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. If you want to play like Ten Hag wants to play, it's not with him.
But we've literally just offered him a new deal.
But it's contradictory.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
It's insane.
But we do this thing where we talk and we all have these debates and these shows and like we talk fact about what we think we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There could have been an honest conversation where, I don't know, say it's Onana or somebody else, come available when they didn't expect. And they're doing a deal as you speak and they've gone, we haven't signed that De Gea one. It's football.
As you
How
know,
would you
sorry,
feel?
Flex. As you and me know, them honest conversations, are few and far between in football. As a player, with a manager, with sporting directors, you never get the full truth when with things like this. Never. And that's where the problem is. We all say, if I was ever a manager, the one thing I would be is be honest.
Yeah, straight, steady.
I'd be straight. The minute you're straight with somebody, they can't argue with you.
But the perception is that, or the understanding is that maybe Ten Hag kind of changed his mind towards the back end of the season. How would you feel with this, Danny, right? Gerard Houllier knocks on your door and says, right, Dan, come and sit down.
Contract.
Says, right, listen, I'm going to give you a new deal, but I'm going to reduce your wages, give you a bit of competition. You've been here for 12 years now. We just want to freshen things up, but you're still part of my plans. I'm going to drop your wages down by about 150 grand. Let's just hypothetically, right? You go, yeah, boss, you know what? No worries. You know what? This time of my career, challenge could do me well. Sign. You go off to, you think you signed it, by the way. Club calls you back however many weeks later. Dan, we haven't signed that off. Not sure on it now. We're going to give you another contract offer. It's now even less, and we want another guy. We want to. What are we going to do?
I'd think that that was out of order, but I think there'd been some problems and some disagreements upstairs above him, probably. And I'd go. I understand. I'm off.
Would you say I've got to go? I can't.
Yeah, because
How many
even though
years
it's on the table.
How many years you got left?
He's going in a month. He's a
So
free
he's
agent.
going to end up in.
He
He's
He can
probably
go to
end up.
Saudi.
Go Saudi, might end up back in Spain. The thing is, as you get older, and I'm sure Anton will agree, is of course there's a financial element, yes, but he's going to get paid somewhere because of who he is and what he's been in his career. But the happiness to be playing football every week,
Yeah, of course.
in an environment that's right for your family, becomes really important. And I know how difficult it was for me. The brief times in my career where I wasn't playing, week in, week out, life's hard. I know people go, I'll get the violin out, but you're getting up, working hard and training for nothing because you're not playing on the weekend. So you drop, mental health drops, and you start taking out people around you. Why would he want to sit at United, even on the same money, if he's not playing? And he's not going to play.
No. So
Does he want to play League Cup games? Of course he doesn't.
exactly. And by the way, it's heading. I don't think De Gea stays at Manchester United, but that's just one of many things to solve at Man United. But this isn't just a Manchester United show, so I do want to keep it moving. Although Man United are kind of involved in this one, but let's talk Chelsea. Moises Caicedo now, according to reports today, Chelsea have now entered into talks to sign him. It's looking very good at this stage.
Well, the biggest problem that Chelsea have got, well, I say biggest problem, money always talks, but when you're Pochettino, who I like a lot, and I've met quite a few times, and I can't speak highly enough about him, when you're going to a new club, the first thing most players would normally ask is, where am I going to play? How important am I to you? Where do you see me? What's my role? Poch has got a sell to do with anybody that comes in because they've just congregated, amassed players for no rhyme or reason. So if I'm Caicedo and Chelsea want me, I am getting in front of Poch and I am saying, what is the plan for me? Look me in the eye and tell me straight. Who have you got in my position? Where do you see me playing and who with? And if that all gets a bit blurry, look elsewhere.
Is that straightforward for Caicedo though? Him and Enzo Fernandez. You've got Kovacic who's left.
Was he going to play free too? All these questions. But yeah,
they're the questions you got to ask as a player.
he's going to. I think he'd play.
Yeah.
Because Loftus-Cheek's on the way,
Yeah.
Kovacic is gone, Kante's gone.
Yeah.
I think he's going to play. But what I mean is that's the conversation I'd be having if any player walking through the door at Chelsea.
Especially if you're leaving that environment that he's in at the moment. At Brighton, where they're thriving, he's probably the most important player in the team. They're the questions, you're right, Murph. They're the questions you have to ask. It's not only about the money, although sure the money's important, but
Well, he'll get more wherever he goes.
being happy in the environment you're going to be in, knowing that the manager wants you, knowing that the manager is going to play you in the position that you want to play in, by the way, as well. So you can, because no matter what, when you go to a club for them type of prices, there is pressure. But if there's pressure added on with you not playing in your rightful position or the position that you feel best in, the pressure is going to get even worse for you because you're not going to perform to the level that you performed to get there. You know, so there are questions definitely that need to be asked.
What price? We know what Brighton are like. We know what Tony Bloom's like. We've seen Brighton not cave into anyone. Look, they just kept hold of Caicedo in January.
I like
Defend of Arsenal.
Caicedo.
How much should he go? If Declan Rice is going for 100 plus with all these different installments, so he's obviously done it a lot longer than Caicedo. I get that, but we've seen how good he is. We've seen Arsenal put down, what was it, 70 million in January? They said no, let him sign a new
I
deal.
think that's about max.
Still?
60,
Yeah.
70, yeah. I like him a lot, but he's more of a destructive midfielder than a creative.
Yeah, he's definitely
Yeah.
not creative. Yeah.
And I think
Can play right back as well.
yeah, very well.
Yeah.
I think you should only be paying 100 for creative players, personally.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm going to say it because I know people are going to say it's a bad take.
Go on.
Deck can play the 8 and the 6. He's got a creative. He's got
That's
a
not a bad
creative.
take.
He's got a creative bone in his body.
Well, some of
got one.
he has. No, he should. It's a good point because what you're saying.
No, I'm
is
saying that because you said
could
that.
Get goals.
Yeah, because you said that, people are gonna, and I've said, yeah, I agree with that. People are gonna go, well, how can you agree with that when when you're saying Dex should go for
Dex got the
120?
capability. Yeah.
100%. We've seen it. We've seen glimpses of it for West Ham.
Let's talk Newcastle because we can talk about our traditional top 6 and the big boys, etc., etc. Newcastle fans watching, they are very excited. Sandro Tonali, Murph, close to an agreement with AC Milan in the region of 70 million euros. Fantastic player, 23 years of age. What a signing that would be for Newcastle.
Well, he's very Newcastle. He's very Eddie Howe-like in terms of how they've been playing. Super fitness, high energy, tenacious, great team player, tidy on the ball. I wouldn't say he's particularly creative. He's all right. He'll get in the box and he will nick the odd goal, but he is a box-to-box machine.
Yeah.
And he give you that. And that's how Eddie plays with his midfield. Because that midfield three, the first choice, and when they had Joe Linton and Willock swapping that left side. You got Gomes and then you had Longstaff. You can't play Champions League football and Premier League football with just those. You need 5 at least in there who've got the energy and the legs because you have to give players a breather.
Especially for the way that he likes to play as a manager and has them set up.
He's a really good signing. And the other lad actually at Inter, Barella, there's been some talk of him in a few Premier Leagues. He's good as well.
He's
really
active as
good.
well.
Do you know what? I think we have to admire the way Newcastle have gone about this. The way they're going about it. You know, we know all of the stuff coming out with the financials of the owners and stuff, but for them to build the way that they're building, it's credit to them the way they're doing it.
Well, the link to also, Anton, I was going to ask you, and I like him a lot. The lad at Palace, Andersen, the centre half, they're strongly linked with him because they've only had Shaw and Botman have created that great partnership. But again, who comes in?
Yeah, Lascelles has kind of gone now.
Well, Dan Burn can play there, but
it's not it.
Listen, Andersen, I really like him.
Yeah.
What do you think he's worth? They paid 20 for him, Palace. 25. You got to double at least.
At least,
you got to
double
double him, and because it's Newcastle, the price goes up anyway. That's a fact. That's what's going to start happening to Newcastle at some point. But he's definitely a player that I admire. I think he's fantastic. He's been fantastic for Mark Gay.
Yeah.
I think he's like
partnership.
him. That partnership at Palace, you know, especially for someone of a young age in Mark Gay. I think if you spoke to him about Andersen, he would say how good he is. You know, and he's someone that fits the profile for an Eddie Howe type defender because he can play Andersen. People only see the defensive attributes to him, but he can play. By the way,
he can. Just very quick, we can go over some names. They're also talking to Tino Livramento as well, Newcastle, for a fee of around £12 million. Discussions are going on for. They want to bring in another right back. Obviously, again, loads of games coming up. Trips has done fantastic. Well, what a leader. Getting older, higher pressure games.
That's a snippet.
And he's, he had a bad injury, didn't he, when he was doing really well. But that'd be great backup.
I think he's fantastic.
Liverpool, Danny. Liverpool. The hunt for midfielders continues. They need to strengthen that area. Obviously, Alexis McAllister in the bag. Liverpool remain informed on Gabri Vega, 21 years of age. Also, Thuram and Kone are on the list, and Romeo Lavia of Southampton.
Well, the Lavia one's been around a little while. The lad they got from City, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I like him, actually. For a young player, he looks quite mature. He's physically good. So I understand that. Somebody obviously thinks he'd be able to improve. I'd rather them really splash out and go big. I mean, I don't know exactly what the clause was with the Valverde story recently, but I mean, it cost them a lot in wages as well. He's obviously earning big there. But I know they've signed Bellingham, they've got Camavinga, they've got Tchouaméni. So maybe they could get him out of there. But I'd like to see them just go and do a blockbuster one. Just to get everyone buzzing. Yeah, because he is a Klopp-type player to me. And he might not want to leave Madrid, understandably. Why, he's been part of a brilliant, successful team over the last few years. But Lavia is someone who you would come in and you'd probably think, he'll get some game time. But is he going to make them better? You got Andersen still, you got Fabinho, that type. He's not box to box kind of. He's a defensive player, isn't he? He's not really someone who's going to create. I know they've got McAllister for that now. Curtis Jones has had a good end to the season, so they've got options. Thiago, we keep forgetting about because he's always injured. But no, I think Liverpool need a blockbuster in there. Somebody who is wow.
Yeah,
where's that come from?
Be interesting to see if they can get it. I want to ask you about this one actually. James Maddison to Spurs.
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
right move for him. Obviously gone down with Leicester. Right move to take Spurs in a different direction. They can keep Harry Kane. Can they build on that? What sort of move is that?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think if you've been relegated and you're getting a Tottenham, a Newcastle interested in you, you got to be happy with that. You got to be buzzing with that, And he didn't play as much last year, which is for him. He'll be saying that might be the reason. Not saying just him, but it might be the reason why Leicester weren't as good. Maybe that's what he'll be thinking. That's what his agent will be saying to try and get them moves.
Well, he was their best player when he played. His numbers are pretty good,
of course. But I just think because his numbers are that good, I think Tottenham, Newcastle, I think any of them moves would be great. I would personally go Newcastle because of the project that they've got.
I'm not sure they would even in. Where would he play there? He don't want to play on the wing.
They put a bid in January. They tried to get him in January.
But they're just rumours. I don't think he's Eddie's type. I no disrespect. I think I've banged on about Maddison for a long time because he's a game changer. He's brave. He's creative. He's technically brilliant. He doesn't fear making mistakes.
He fit that Newcastle
but he's a reactive defensive player. He's not proactive. He'll put it 60 minutes. He's good with his defending, and he always gets tired and a bit lazy with his defending. You can't play him in a midfield 3 if you like. He's got to be a 10.
Yeah.
Leicester played him wide quite a lot because defensively he's not going to do the work.
Yeah.
Problem is when he plays wide, he goes wandering. So you have to be in a team that dominates the ball. Yeah. And Newcastle are high energy without the ball front foot, and then when they get it, they're coming at you fast. I'm not sure it's a Newcastle type. I'm surprised there wasn't more takers.
Like?
And all the big boys. Why wouldn't you want
Man United, Arsenal.
Yeah, but they've got Bruno. So
Chelsea.
How many luxuries can you have? Yeah. I'm calling him a luxury. Sounds derogatory.
No, but it's true. You can't have too many of them in your starting 11.
The top managers do. I remember I always used David Silva as the best example of a player whose stats went through the roof without the ball under Pep, right? And he was already a god. So if he can do it, and Maddison can.
Of course.
But Tottenham for me is a better move for him because they haven't got a creator.
Yeah.
They've got lots of good forwards, but somebody who creates. Postecoglou will want him to work hard without the ball.
That's the problem.
But he does like his teams to be just play and be expressive.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to improve his work ethic. No, that's wrong. It's not that he doesn't work hard, Maddison. He's just not a defensive-minded player. So he will chase someone down a little bit and run about. It's not like he's lazy in that respect. He'll try and do it, but it's just not his game.
Yeah, it's not innate.
It's quite easy to play around, Mads.
Yeah.
When you watch him, but you play around him a bit. He doesn't defend with intent.
He hasn't got that bite.
So why have Man U, why have Liverpool, why have Man City, why have Arsenal for 40 million, 45, not been in?
Because it don't fit into their systems. Like I said, he ain't going to play instead of Odegaard. He ain't going to play instead of Bruno. And you can't have another Bruno. If it was a bit cheaper, you could take him in the squad. Bruno's a bit tired, bring in Maddison. Yeah, but Maddison's looking for more than that, rightly so.
Tottenham fans are going to love him.
They will like
Harry
him.
Kane
they will like
back
him.
and do
I
that
think
all the time.
Postecoglou, forgetting he's just come from a league where he had 80% of the ball. So he was able to be expansive and have his players be creative and play with the shackles off. Not at Tottenham. That's not the way. He's going to have to be defensive first in terms of the way that they press and set up because they don't control the ball.
Yeah.
You know, they need players. If they want to control the ball, they need a lot of new players, in my opinion.
But to be fair to Maddison, look, he might go up another level because he's could demand the massive crowd.
Players, yeah.
And you know what it's like when it's a new challenge. It's a new challenge, new
fresh,
surroundings.
fresh.
You got a point to prove. The biggest thing I think for players is having a point to prove. And he's got a point to prove now.
Yeah, I think it's a really good move from Maddison. Guys, we've spoken about a lot. Apologies if we haven't covered your team. There's so many transfers going on right now. It is absolutely insane. So let us know some of the transfers you're looking forward to seeing your team do. And out of the ones we spoke about today, let us know the best ones out of that bunch. And as we do at the end of every show, make sure you guys leave your comments in the boxes below and we pick out the best ones and we read them out the week after. And that's what we've done from last week. Some of them are questionable. I'm not going to lie. I got to start with this one, actually. LemG_GW says, I love Danny Murphy. Why? Why?
It's a damn good question.
Is that his burner account? Has he set it up?
100%. He's logged in. That's his bot account. He's logged in.
Scotty
Certainly
C87.
not my ex-wife.
Scotty C87 says, Anton says Chelsea need a centre-back, but he forgot about Levi Colwill, the man he sang praises about. And we have Trevor Chalobah.
Son,
Anton, you're disgraced for doing that.
I love Levi. I'll speak about this guy. I think he's fantastic. I think he's an unbelievable young centre-back.
Why did they sign Badiashile when they got him?
Exactly.
Similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very. But, I just think, for me, yes, if he comes in there, but him and Trevor Chalobah, is that winning you the league? No. You can't put Trevor Chalobah in, I don't think personally, in the same sentence as Levi Colwill. He's been out on loan. He's coming back in. With how much they've paid for the other centre-backs, he still might not even play.
Yeah, because they still got Fofana, still got Chelsea.
Exactly. He still might not even play.
He won't play.
Yeah.
So I would play him ahead of them. I think he's fantastic. And what he done on loan at Brighton shows. And the fact that Gareth Southgate's taken him with England before the 21s tournament tells you where he's going. I just don't think he's going to play because of the money that's been spent. So I think... And again, no disrespect to Trevor Chalobah, he's had a fantastic career so far in a Chelsea shirt. But if you want to win things, there's levels, and I think.
Well, he's more of a squad player at the moment.
Yeah,
he's not.
You need players like that.
Yeah.
You need players like that. 100%. But Colwell's not a squad player for me.
Couple of really quick ones to finish off. Carnivore 2023 says, if Arsenal sign Havertz, where is their proper number 9 that bangs in goals?
Do you know what? Arsenal fans got to be careful what they wish for here because, all right, I don't even think they're going to get a striker, by the way.
Yeah.
Because Jesus in his 2 best goal scoring seasons at City he got over, I think he got 21, 24 or 22 and 25. He can score 20 plus a season. It's not like he can't do it. And everything else you get from him. So say he gets 14, 15, he's got fantastic work ethic, knows what the team wants.
And when he doesn't play, you can see the difference.
What I'm saying is to get an upgrade on him, you got to spend 80 plus.
Yeah.
And they've just spent they've spent nearly 200 already. I mean, if they all go through, if Declan goes through at 100, you've got Timber at what, 30 is it?
30 odd million.
And then you got
at
Havertz 60.
65.
There's nearly 200 million. They're not spending another 100 on a striker.
No.
So just be thankful for what you got. And I'm sick of the disrespect for Nketiah, like when he came in. People keep talking about one header he missed against Man City.
Yeah.
Do you know how many goals he scored?
Yeah. Especially when Jesus was out. And they
That's
thought
what
they'd
I'm
be out.
saying.
They
No, but
thought
that's
they'd be
what
out.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
brilliant.
But his goals to minutes was better than Jesus.
Yeah.
And he never gets no love. Well, he might from Arsenal fans.
and you
Tell us.
And you got Balogun coming back as well.
He's good
Yeah,
enough.
but I
He's
think
very
I think
good.
They're gonna have to sell him.
I don't think they'll get
I don't think they should get rid of him. I think they should keep the three.
And the last one was Reese World Peace says, respect Anton's view on the Saudi situation, each to his own. And now the Premier League is seeing what all the other leagues do. So yeah, big up to you. So basically saying you had a good take, but they've seen this episode. So see that. Guys, thank you very much for watching. The road to 1 million subscribers here at 5 is well and truly on. Make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you like the video and let us know your hot takes, and we will get them read out for you same time, same place next week. Take care, guys. Peace.